This is the February Orca Roundup. My name is Fred, and I'm the Orca Man. I just put out my new newsletter for February, just going through a bunch of things that I found that happened in the world of orcas. We're going to go through it together, just because nobody reads anymore. If you do want to get this emailed to you, you can sign up through my website. I got everything there. But let's get into it. The first top story that we have is J62, confirmed a female. J62 is the newest member of the Southern resident community. She's a little baby girl, so fun. And her mom is J41. For those of you who don't know, alphanumeric notations, J from JPod, 41, and 62 is just the number that they've been seeing in the pod. How many they've identified within a population. Specifically that one. So that's really super fun. They can tell by the memory slits. The Center for Whale Research was out on February 8th. That was just under a month ago, because it's the 6th when I'm recording this. So that's really exciting, especially to J35 Tahlequah. We already know had her tour of grief earlier this year, which sucked and wasn't fun. So this is a really nice thing. And having a female on the pod means that there's a better opportunity for a maternal figure, and also to expand this population, which they desperately need. There's something about endangered populations where they just need to fuck all the time. That's kind of the role. Sorry for the children. Orcas in the spotlight is Morgan. It's a less exciting pregnancy. Morgan is a whale in Laurel Park, Parque. I've said this wrong a few times. In Spain. Now, she was found stranded in 2010, and there's been a lot of, controversy around whether or not she should remain in captivity, like all of them in general, but Morgan is like a unique case where she has specific campaigns around her. I'm pretty sure that's being run by Ingrid Visser. And in 2018, Morgan gave birth to her first calf, Ula, who died in 2021. Not very fun. And we just found out that she's pregnant again. Now, that's not a good thing. Like, SeaWorld already stopped their breeding programs. This is a whole different kind of situation. But just, it means another whale in captivity. It also can mean problems for Morgan and a whole bunch of kind of other shit down the drain. So that's not super fun, but it's a thing, and it's February. Orcas around the world. This is a fun thing that I'm probably going to make my own kind of full video on. The Marine Mammal Science Journal published an article about baleen whales' auditory adaptations because of orcas. Now, the basics of it, I'm not going to lie, I've only read the abstract in 12 pages. But there's two kinds of baleen whales, or two categories of baleen whales when it comes to their, what's it called? The way in which they respond to predation. So fight and flight. So flight baleen whales will swim very fast for very long, very far away. These are your blue whales, right? This animal is tens of feet long. It's very long. It's huge. It's the biggest mammal biggest animal that exists on Earth right now. The best thing it can do is travel at 30 to 40 knots consistently for miles. And orcas can't do that. They can go fast and short. And so if blue whale or other whales like that are able to disperse or get away, that's good for them. Then there's another group, the fighting whales. That's more like humpbacks. If you see orcas come and try to take a calf from a mother, the mother will try to both fight off the orcas and get the calf on to her stomach or something like that to try to get it out. There's many different kind of techniques that they employ throughout it. And so we know those two different kinds of things. What this guy, Trevor Branch, shout out UW, big fan of UW, go Wolves, hypothesized was that flight whales would have different kind of auditory frequencies that they call at than fight whales, if that makes sense. So, and from what he found in terms of, this was more of a literature review, but he found that it was practically the case, where the larger baleen whales, the flight whales, would communicate and send out calls at a much lower frequency that many orcas wouldn't pick up on necessarily, whereas the fight whales did. The fight whales would put out calls throughout that time, or throughout that range of frequencies. I can find it. Give me one sec. There we go. Okay, so this is the data. It's backwards because of this, but this is like flight whales, right? And this is the low frequency. You see, this is orcas can hear not well, or no killer whale hearing, poor hearing, and good hearing. So the regular poor hearing is where a lot of the fight whales are, and then the super low no killer whale hearing is where a lot of the flight whales are. So that's blue whales, fin whales, and largely some sei whales in there too. And then there's some whales that are in here that are like flight whales in general that have the behavioral aspects that flight whales do that aren't predated on killer whales usually, and so that's like an aspect within this that he was exploring. It was a preliminary paper, so there's ideally more to come. Not more to come, the scientists. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the pop culture references as well as I should, but it's fine. That was pretty good. Yeah, very exciting. Very, very happy for Trevor. May or may not have him on a podcast. Who knows? That'd be really fun. The conservation aspect that I put into this was that Canada's shipping laws right now aren't super great for ship dumping and kind of ocean pollution from large ships, cruise ships, otherwise. From what I understand right now, there is really good regulation for the air, and so what a lot of ships will employ is really they can purchase shit fuel. The reason they purchase shit fuel is because it's cheap, right? It's the reason they call it dirt cheap. It's awful. But when they do that, their exhaust pipes get really, caked with shit. As anybody who's worked around an engine knows, or even in your vents, right? When you have a lot of shit that's going through a place, it starts to build up. And so there's these machines or devices called scrubbers that are designed to keep that engine area clean. But where they put all that waste is just right back into the ocean. And if I'm reading right too, Canada right now is allowing for ships to just dump when they get into Canadian waters, which isn't great. We don't like that. We like whales to be healthy and good, most of the time. That's going to be the sound effect for this whole episode, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm tired and I got chicken nuggets in the fridge. In the oven. I'm gonna eat soon. I just had what I just had. Do I want to divulge this to you? I will. Milk and peanut butter, but together. I used to make. There's the guy on TikTok that does the smoothies, the old guy, and I really love him, and I think he's great. But there's one video that I'll really go back to. That's the peanut butter smoothie at home. It's fork and ice cream and milk, and you just kind of. That's my stirring noise. That's better. To make it, and so I've done that a decent bit, and so I needed protein and water, so I got that now. Either way, okay. So yeah, Canada's not great on shipping, so there's a petition being put up through Stand.earth. Big fans of them. They're cool as shit. Doing great things. So go sign that. They have 6,000. More signatures to get to their 150,000 goal for that petition specifically, so I'll have that linked to wherever this is. What this is even, I have no idea, so it's very exciting. But that's the conservation aspect. Also, too, I should have added this. I don't know why I didn't, because I forgot. But the Orca Symposium, the Worldwide Orca Symposium, happened. I believe in February in Tenerife in Spain, and I'm if I knew even 6 months before, I would have tried to pull some sponsorship shit to get there, but I didn't, and that's the way it goes. Also, too, so many people that I love and respect are doing such amazing things, and I am so proud of them. So shout out to every person doing research on orcas right now. That shit's hard, and there's a reason that I didn't and don't do it. I just want to talk about all the cool things that you guys are doing. Yay! There it is again. Going on to kind of my update stuff. I am developing a super secret project. that you don't get to know about. I'm explicitly telling you that you know nothing and sucks. If you want to know something, go to Patreon. For the love of all that is good, I am working kind of hard. I have a lot of people that are working very hard in different aspects. You know what? I am working hard. I'm doing a lot of different work in terms of research and filming and production and not sleeping because I'm coming up with ideas for this stuff. So go to Patreon, learn about what I'm doing, or just follow along and you'll figure it out in a month or two. If you also are on Patreon, you will get access. You get early access to the monthly newsletter. You'll get priority sale for any tours or merch drops. Sneak. That's not the super secret thing I was talking about, but that is absolutely a thing that's going to happen. People have been asking for ages after I dropped the Go See a Whale shirt, like, oh my god, I want another one. Or where can I get it right now? And I am pretty adamant that I'm only going to do one drops ever. Like, you will never find anything beyond probably like stickers on a consistent shop of mine or like prints that I make from kind of art, and that would be about the extent. But any kind of like merch or clothes, I'm going, because I have my hands dirty in that stuff. We are printing the stuff here. We're shipping the stuff here. I have a like handle and a part in every single part of this process in terms of determining the garments, talking to the artist, working through. So it's a lot of work and effort to be able to put in to, make things that I feel are worthy of being entered into this overconsumption market that exists. And so it's going to be unique as it comes. And so if you want to be a part of that, that's the way to do it. Sorry for turning this into an ad, but that's what this stuff is. And it's also fun as shit to talk about orcas with you. So thanks for hanging out. I enjoy it. This is quite literally like when I come home on my Thursday nights, I'm like, oh, what kind of things about orcas am I interested in right now? And to not only be able to share that, but for people to want to hear it it's really nice and it's really sweet. And I would cry if I didn't feel a headache coming on. Yes, so that's the kind of big stuff for those. Tour is going to be super sick. Other tours that actually exist is the World of Orcas tour. I bring people out on a boat. I bring people out on 2 boats. You get to come on 2 boats with me over the summer. We'll go to False Creek on an aquabus. Excuse me. And then Wild Whales. Out beyond False Creek into Burrard Inlet, Georgia Strait, Salish Sea area, all of it. It's amazing. It's great. You should check it out. It's very exciting. I have 6 seats for May 24th left, 9 seats for June 21st, 1 seat for July 26th, and 4 seats available for August 23rd. If people want to hop on that May 1, I'm getting excited. And also, too, I may have a special surprise for everybody that comes on the tours themselves, because I know that it is not an easy thing to go on a whale watch. I myself, for a long time before this, actively even avoided them, for that purpose. But my whole goal, that's my thing for chicken nuggets. I'm going to go get them just after I finish this. My whole thing with this is trying to give as much value as I possibly can with regard to like a community of people who are talking about orcas, and the people that I have on each of these boats where we're going out are some of the most knowledgeable and like excellent people that I know within the industry to be able to kind of take us out on that journey. And then I will personally guide you, and we will go together through the history of the world of orcas. It's all very exciting. I'm kind of thrilled. It's going to be really, really neat. Yeah, that's about it. And then I've been listening to, just personal notes. I've been listening to Anxiety by Doechii for about 7 hours today. That's not a lie. I think I've had that song on repeat. A lot of people ask whether or not I'm autistic or have ADHD on Instagram and TikTok, and it's a weird thing to like forcefully diagnose somebody, be like, oh, this is what it looks like, and I'm like, okay. But I'm pretty sure neurodivergent in some way, not clarified in any instance. But that being said, Anxiety by Doechii, killer. It's so good. I'm such a fan. I'm such a fan. Also, too, so many of you have been asking for a hair tutorial that I like made one, but it didn't come out how I wanted. So I finished it in a different instance, and then that's going to be going up. I'm also putting out a bunch of lifestyle shit because your boy needs like to get sponsored a little bit, and also too, like I feel like I'm a little cheeky and fun, and I kind of want to do more stuff like it, and so I want to do cheeky and fun stuff. Um, and so I did a little bit of that. I recently went to Chicago and put some fun things together, and so I hope that you guys go check those out and tell me whether or not you like it or whether or not it's garbage. And if it's garbage, well, too bad. I enjoyed it. Really, yeah, coming at myself, really sinking deep into what I think the people will think. I also too. This is just I'm ranting now. Sorry. I recently went back on some of my personal kind of accounts in different places. And on the video where I talked about parents, like unsolicited advice for parents, a bunch of people commented and were like, oh my God, my kid wants to be a YouTuber. My kid wants to be an influencer. And I didn't realize until probably within this past year or two that I was actively making videos for nobody other than myself for like a few years there. Like my Snapchat story, I don't have it anymore, was like kind of killer for like 4 years. And it was private. It was specifically for kind of friends, but also too for just me to have. Like I can remember posting it and just being like, I really think this is fun and I really like it. So keep an eye out on Instagram stories. I'm gonna be playing with that a little bit more. I definitely feel like there's I can smell the chicken nuggets now. I'm so excited. I'll let you in on the secret. I'm gonna make some like dumplings and then toss the chicken in some like sauce and make noodles and vegetables. It's gonna be so good. I might add a picture at the end of this. I'm not gonna do a mukbang. I'm not that kind of influencer yet. You'll get me there, I swear. There's very little I won't do. That's a lie. But that's gonna be really exciting. And what was I talking about? Oh, I was doing vlogs. Like there was a time I remember it was my last swim meet ever in high school, and me and a bunch of buddies went out for the rest of the night, and all we did was gorge. We went to Chipotle, Raising Cane's, Domino's, went and saw Logan at the movies. Brought Domino's into the movies, and like specifically the pizza and Cinesticks. Those were great. And then got a dozen donuts in the morning. I think I went to bed at like 7 or 8 a.m. Stone cold sober. Just like one of the greatest nights I think I've ever had. As far as like plans go, oh my God. And yeah, I have that all documented. I'm just not sure where. And then there was like my second trip out here to the Pacific Northwest. I did a few different story sets, and then like even coming here, I did a few after that, and I made like hour and a half plus vlogs for some trips that I went on kind of way back when, which is funny because vlogs is something that I don't do anymore here or like on this platform. That's gonna change. Y'all are gonna be hearing more of me. I have one up right now. I have spent so long on Instagram and TikTok now that I'm like, oh, if it doesn't get like 50,000 views, like I'm happy to put it up and it's fun to have it there, but I'm like, shit, like I could have done better. And on YouTube, it like when that video specifically hit a K, I was like, yeah, your boys on YouTube is so good. Just because I know that it's a harder place to break into, and I know that there's a lot of effort and work that goes into it in different ways, and so I'm beginning to learn that, and that's kind of exciting. And yeah, I'm great. I'm feeling really, really, really grateful lately. And that's a nice thing that I want to try to keep with. The state of the world is horrifying in so many different ways. But, I am trying to find the balance of doing things, because the world is going to garbage, kind of. It's not going to garbage. It's just a lot of hard things are going on that are worth, working on and otherwise. But I've also too, like, over the past 3 or 4 years, worked myself to a place where I feel really, really good in this work, in kind of my personal life in a lot of ways too. Um, and so there's a part of me that's a little like, I have it really good right now, and I really like, I want to appreciate that, and I want to, I want to exist in that, and understand the kind of the gratitude that can come with it, and try to give back where I can, in the way of providing some kind of optimism and talking about kind of the species that we all love, but also to, you know, sharing the fact that there can still be wins. Um, every day that there's something that I get to be excited about, and that's because I'm trying to find it. Um, and it's a thing that I'm trying to get more people in my life to do. And so I hope that you are finding something that you enjoy, even a little bit, because I for a long time didn't super engage with a lot of stuff that got me like stoked. Um, which may not sound right for a lot of people watching, because there's so many, I guess, so many DMs and comments of like, oh, I wish I had your life. I go and find whales on my own. There's I have gotten to see whales because of this, outside of like me going out myself, maybe like 5 times. Like, it's not that much. I've made some friends around here, but there are many different ways. Literally go in my comment section and be like, hey, does anybody want to go whale watching by, Alki Beach in Seattle? Like, there are people who do that. The communities, if you go to my land-based whale watching guide, there are literal communities that are set up for like people to do this. So that's a thing that anybody can do. Like, it's not like I'm, special in any instance, like in my connections to be able to do that. It's not the case. I engage with them, and I think it's so cool that I want you to. I think other people would be interested in it too. But yeah, and then for kind of personal aspect, I just want to make sure this was still recording. I need to get my chicken nuggets out like now. No, but like for personal though, like I've been watercoloring, which is really, really nice. I haven't drawn in a long time. That was the thing that I also used to do a lot more. And I really got into like drawing trains, which like simple structure, you can get some basic stuff, very straightforward colors. Like, I like the idea of drawing people and landscapes, but they're a bit more complicated. And I also like I like the nature of trains in a lot of ways for that. Don't call me up for neurodivergence, please. My little soul can't take it. I can, it's fine. I just don't think you should be calling people out on the internet. That's more of a call out of like the whole thing, rather than, don't do this to me specifically. But yeah, so that all said, I've got about 10 minutes of an actual update and 10 minutes of me rambling for a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed. I am so excited to bring it back for next month. March is going to be coming. If any of you go onto Patreon, I will personally write you a letter. I swear. Sorry. Just because there's a lot of good people that are working on this stuff, and I'm putting a lot of effort right now into like creating some things that I think will really provide what I was looking for when I was younger and like starting in this journey. But that takes time and that takes effort, and I'm deciding, like, I and other people are deciding to pour that into making sure that you have the information. And even if you share with your friends, that is super helpful in kind of the reach to be able to see kind of what other stuff can happen here. Fuck, I hate being a salesman. Oh, anyway, I hope you have a great day. Go slay. Enjoy yourself. It's a great day. It's a great day to be happy and do something that you enjoy. So please do that. And if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, sorry I haven't been looking at you as much. I'm still getting used to a lot of this stuff. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. Keep an eye out on Instagram for some funky stories coming through and some of the lifestyle stuff that I was talking about. Please let me know what you think. Or don't. Just I hope that you see it and go, I'm really glad he likes this. That is like, there's two things that I want. and that like are really kind of like fulfilling for me. The first is, oh my God, like, I'm getting something out of it. Somebody watches something that I create and it's like, oh, there's a thing that I learned, there's a thing that I can identify with, and that's awesome. And then the other one that I'm trying to do more of for myself, and I hope this kind of like shows through, is that I'm doing this because it's something that I enjoy. There are so many aspects of this that are things that I just have fun doing and I think is good and enjoyable to create. And if that comes through, then I feel like I'm doing something right. So those are my thoughts. I didn't expect this to be 23. To be honest, when I started this and it was at like 3 minutes, I'm like, oh wow, this is going to be 7. Nope, not today, but I appreciate you, the pod. I don't think we should be named the pod. You guys can come up with a name. I'm not going to do that. That's not for me to do. But good night. It's 10:30. Sleep so well. And I hope to see you again in the world of orcas. My name is Fred. Once again, I shouldn't respond like that. Anyway, bye! Okay, I just took them out, and I burned part of it, but like, I used to be a chef. Don't worry about my hands. But it's okay. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. It wasn't hot enough. Don't get on my case. It's kind of unflattering. Okay, I already put in sauces, but you don't get to see that because I'm not trying to get flamed the first time I do this. It smells good. Good. It's a necessary ingredient. Fuck, it's good. This just... Woo! There it is. Okay, then we got the sweet chili. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Fuck, that was maybe not a good idea. And chicken. Deserve a good meal. Coated. Show? Yes. That's it. Boom. Here you go. Final show. Like I said, I am so happy to do taste test. I won't do mukbang, but I will do taste test. Oh! I'm glad I left it in as long as I did. That was awesome. Okay. Well, that's February. Love you guys. See you later.